Did you honestly expect Luka Dončić's return to Dallas to be anything less than extraordinary? From moments of emotion to cheers and jeers, Luka's return had all the drama. And we all know that when Luka plays in a big game, there's only one thing we can rely on: a step-back three-pointer. Luka was locked in right from the opening whistle. However, this wasn't just a 45-point outing in front of a crowd that had once adored him and still does. It was an unforgettable experience for everyone watching, not just those in Dallas or LA, but for basketball fans all around the globe. It was a demonstration of what occurs when one person decides they know better than everyone else, when one person dares to make the unimaginable decision to trade a player everyone believed was untouchable. Nico Harrison stood by helplessly as the entire crowd at American Airlines Center chanted, "Fire Nico," watching as the player he traded away scored bucket after bucket, ultimately finishing with 45 points, putting the Mavericks down before getting a standing ovation from every person in the arena. Luka's night started with tears, but it ended in triumph. This is the kind of love Dallas has for Luka. And if anyone ever doubted whether Luka shared that love for Dallas, those doubts should be put to rest. At just 25 years old, Luka had already reached the Western Conference Finals twice and the NBA Finals. He had provided Dallas with some of the most memorable moments, not only in Mavericks history but in NBA history as a whole. Now, the Mavericks had to watch him from a distance. This was a game where they got another chance to see him up close. As expected, there was only one possible outcome for Luka's return to Dallas. In a game the Lakers needed to win to lock in their third seed, Luka delivered, finishing with 45 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals. But it was the first half where Luka really made his mark. Luka kicked things off by getting a switch onto his good friend Derek Lively. Unfortunately, friendship wasn't going to prevent Luka from scoring on him. A few moments later, Luka grabbed the ball in transition, and with only Spencer Dinwiddie defending the rim, Luka breezed past him for an easy layup. From there, Luka decided to give the Dallas fans something to remember. He targeted Lively once more, attacked the paint, delivered a wraparound pass to Dorian Finney-Smith, and then moved to the corner, feeling the rhythm. When he found himself matched up against Anthony Davis, it didn't matter how strong Davis's defense was, Luka was on fire. This continued throughout the first quarter and into the second half. The Mavericks tried guarding Luka one-on-one, but it didn't matter who was guarding him: Derek Lively, PJ Washington, Anthony Davis, or even Klay Thompson. There was nothing they could do to stop him. Luka capped off the first half with 31 points. It wasn't a knock on Anthony Davis, who is a skilled player and a key part of the Lakers, but the numbers were telling. Luka finished the first half with 31 points, while Davis only had 4. More importantly, the most uncomfortable person in the arena wasn't Davis. It was Nico Harrison, who had to witness this all unfold while the crowd voiced their discontent. This situation speaks to a bigger issue: why the Mavericks made one of the most significant errors in sports history. While one game and one incredible Luka performance won't change the future of this franchise, it's moments like this that have forever altered its trajectory. This move could end up costing the franchise millions in lost revenue, with lower attendance, fewer merchandise sales, and sponsors distancing themselves in the aftermath of the trade. In sports, hyperbole is common, and I'm not immune to it, but you can't overstate how much the Luka Dončić trade means to Dallas. This is a city that embraced Luka in a way very few cities embrace their athletes, all because of his magic on the court. To trade him, to push him out the door in such a way, is something that won't be forgotten quickly. The Mavericks might never recover from this decision, and we're already seeing the effects of that off the court as well. But focusing back on the game, Luka has shown a level of play lately that is simply intimidating. He outplayed Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, dominated Anthony Davis, shredded the league's best defense, and had his way with a Mavericks team that came into the game determined to stop him. Over the past week, Luka has played at an otherworldly level, leaving defenders with no answers. As JJ Redick humorously pointed out, it was disappointing that Luka only scored 45 points. He was expecting 50. While JJ was joking, it really did feel like Luka could have reached 50, not just because of the atmosphere, but because of the Mavericks' defense against him. What I didn't mention earlier was how Luka dissected the defense in his previous games against the Thunder. He was able to break down defenses with his playmaking, especially when the Thunder were double-teaming and blitzing him, which left his teammates wide open. But against the Mavericks, they chose to focus on defense. Unfortunately for them, when their defenders were tasked with guarding Luka one-on-one, they were simply outmatched. This is why Luka is such a generational offensive talent. There's no correct way to guard him, and he's proven that against every team, in every situation. Sadly, it seems Nico Harrison forgot all about this before pulling off that trade. But after this game, I think he's starting to remember. Drop your thoughts below, smash that like button if you're excited for the Warriors playoff push, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Have a great day.